This is Talk Business and Politics with Roby Brock.
I'm Roby Brock. Welcome to today's Talk Business and Politics Daily. It is Thursday, December 8th. We are glad to have you with us. Here are your top stories of the day. Governor Asa Hutchinson announced the creation of the Arkansas Future Grant, or AR Future, paying 2 years of tuition and mandatory fees of Arkansas Community College and technical students who are studying for high-wage, high-demand fields such as computer science and welding. The program, which will require legislative action for approval, is meant to increase the state's post-high school degree attainment level, which is currently 43%, to the state's goal of 60% by 2025. Annual construction permits are threatening to reach the $1 billion mark in northwest Arkansas's 4 largest cities. Through the month of November this year, $907.49 million in residential and commercial building permits have been issued in Bentonville, Fayetteville, Springdale, and Rogers. The total has already eclipsed the $902 million in permits issued all of last year. Read more from the Northwest Arkansas Business Journal at talkbusiness.net. Axiom Corporation closed Wednesday on its recently announced deals to acquire 2 East Coast tech startups. Axiom first announced on November 17th it would acquire New York City-based Arbor and Philadelphia-founded Circulate in a $190 million stock and cash deal. However, recent SEC filings show that price may jump more than $20 million if key employees from the startups are enticed to remain with Axiom. You can keep up with these stories and many more at our website at talkbusiness.net. Throughout the day, we are adding content, so just check us out more than just once a day. A quick word from our sponsors, and we'll find out what some new House members have been doing at the state capitol this week. I'll also touch base with Wesley Brown, and we'll run through the latest on the healthcare beat.
First Security is here. Only here. So that means we're here, here, and here. Even here. And definitely here. Because here is where we want to be for you. First Security Bank, only in Arkansas.
Well, there are 19 new House members at the Arkansas State Capitol for this next legislative session. We caught up with a few to see how the week has gone.
We have been in training this week. We had group assignments where we've been learning how the process works. We've had meetings with agency heads. We had different speakers to come in and brief us on what we should be doing and things that we should not be doing. So it's been very intense.
Well, the phrase has been drinking out of a fire hose, and that's kind of what it's been, a whole week of that. We get started early in the morning and we carry on through until the evening, learning everything we can, absorbing everything we can, and learning from folks who have been there before. And so that's what makes it a little bit, they're trying to blaze the trail for us, and we're very grateful that they're spending the time to do this, and I think our constituents are as well.
I think they've been doing pretty good. Yeah, I really do.
Well, the first thing I'm going to do is listen. I'm going to listen a lot. Listen and learn. That's the best way to learn, is by listening. And so we're paying attention to what's going on. And obviously we've got all kinds of things that we'll be dealing with, bills that will be flying past us. We learn to trust each other quite a bit. You need to get to know who are the experts, and you need to talk to those experts. As a representative, we can't be an expert of all things. And so we have to learn who knows what and find out and ask the right questions.
Looking forward to getting to know those men and women a little better as they settle in at the Capitol. You can keep up with our stellar political news coverage at talkbusiness.net between now and the beginning of the session, and certainly after it begins in early January. Still to come, what's happening in healthcare and what's happening with Wesley Brown. We'll find out after this.
Each day, the promise of our nation begins again. Arkansas and America, moving forward. I help make that promise a reality. It's not for everyone, but people everywhere depend on us.
Oh, I love you too.
Trucking delivers, or everything stops. And that's what drives me.
I did.
Circuits turn on the lights by making a connection, by closing the loop. At Entergy, we believe our economy is circular too. What you put in comes back. So we invest billions in new infrastructure which helps attract new industry, which helps create new jobs. We partner with local communities to electrify the economy, and together we power life. Entergy.
Time now to take a look at the latest headlines on the Health Beat. We are reporting pretty much daily on healthcare news thanks to our healthcare microsite, which is underwritten by the Arkansas Foundation for Medical Care and Arkansas Blue Cross Blue Shield. Per capita healthcare spending grew by 5%, or about $9,900 per person, and overall health spending grew by 5.8% in 2015 to a total of $3.2 trillion in the U.S. That growth rate is faster than the overall economy as measured by gross domestic product, according to a new federal study. Although those annual rates continue to be below the rates of most years prior to passage of the Affordable Care Act, the report concludes that 2015 expenditure growth was primarily the result of increased use and prescription drug costs. The governor and leaders of the House and Senate have appointed their 5 members to the state's new Medical Marijuana Commission. The 5 picks will control regulations for cultivation and distribution of medical cannabis as the state puts forth statutes and regulations. Voters overwhelmingly supported the measure in November's general election. Read more at talkbusiness.net. The Obama administration has approved Governor Asa Hutchinson's waiver for his Arkansas Works program as his version of the private option, although the waiver offers stricter requirements than he wanted in providing assistance to employers who offer insurance for their lower-income employees. Hutchinson said the waiver's limitation will reduce the number of employers that participate in the program. You can keep up with the latest on healthcare by checking out those headlines each and every day at talkbusiness.net. Just scroll down to the bottom half of our website and you'll see our microsite section, which features healthcare and several other important Arkansas industries. After this break, Wes Brown joins me for 4 minutes, 4 questions. Stay with us.
Arkansas Electric Cooperative Corporation provides electric energy across 2/3 of Arkansas. This is an exciting time in our energy history, with incredible progress being made in renewable energy and storage technologies. As our energy portfolio continues to diversify, we'll maintain an all-the-above strategy to provide reliable and affordable electricity. Ever since the first light bulbs were placed in our members' homes, the electric cooperatives have been the solutions provider for our members, and we want to continue that well into the future.
So much of what Arkansas state employees do goes unnoticed, yet they have a positive impact on our citizens each and every day. The Arkansas State Employees Association recognizes individuals for excellence in the workplace and leadership in their communities. Congratulations to Deanna O'Malley of Texarkana, the Outstanding State Employee of 2016. We'd like to say thank you to all state employees for all of your hard work and dedication.
Time now for 4 minutes, 4 questions with Wesley Brown. He covers business and politics for Talk Business and Politics. That's handy how that works, isn't it?
It's kind of smooth, pretty smooth.
Let's talk about the stock market. It's killing it lately. Is this current stock market momentum, is it going to continue in 2017 under your president, Donald Trump?
Under our president in 2017, I think the stock market, it depends on what will happen on December 22nd. That's when the Fed meets, and I believe if they raise interest rates, I think we're going to see the stock market get tempered a little bit because businesses are not looking forward to hiking interest rates, and then I think that will have an impact to slow business. Also, that we have a tight job market, and that seems to be having a negative impact on the economy. So I think you'll still see some gains through the end of the year, but then going into January 20th, when Trump becomes our next president, I think it's going to kind of ease off and give back some of those gains.
But also, you got the factors of tax policy potentially. You've got foreign policy and the tensions that it brings, and I would throw in there too. Just you never know. Repealing some of the regulations could actually be a big boom.
Just to think the change that's going to take place with the new administration, of course.
Buy low, sell high. That's the key.
That's
you know
it.
That
Make
works.
money.
All right, your turn.
Revenue. The state gave its revenue report for November, and net available revenues and gross collections for the state have been, for the first 5 months of fiscal 2017, have been kind of trailing a little bit. What's going to happen? Are we going to get that back going into the session, or what's going to happen?
State
with that?
legislators and the governor hope that we get it back going into the session. They want to do some tax cuts, but yeah, they're below forecast by, I think it's a net $10 million. Maybe it's gross a little bit higher than that. That's not impossible ground to make up, $10 million. But the fact that we've seen a consistent below forecast monthly figure continue to come in, and it seems to be tied to sales and use tax collections.
Sales and use,
Individual income tax collections have held their own, if not improved. People are paying off some debt and saving some money, so they're not spending as much. But I think that another factor that's in there, it's not the whole factor, but it's a part of it, online sales, where there's not sales tax being collected on some of those purchases. We're seeing them balloon, mushroom, whatever you want to call it. I think that's part of the problem. You agree?
Yeah, I do. I think going to the session, it's going to be tough to get the tax cuts. They're looking at all of them, and it's going to be a pretty tight budget process. And notwithstanding what Steve Bronner said about the whole marijuana thing, it's going to be tough.
Maybe that'll make up the $10 million.
Yeah, it'll be smoking at the Capitol.
Not that. All right. Your turn.
Is mine?
Yeah.
Okay. Fayetteville wants to be the, I guess, the startup capital of the South. And I guess the question to ask, will it be? Can it be?
Yes, it can be. It can be the startup city of the South. Of course.
Come on, I want to hear this explanation.
Okay, well, first of all, you do have an incredible nucleus of dynamic entrepreneurs up there, fueled by some of the big companies that are up there, but you've got talent up there like Jeff Amorine, you've got John James and some of those folks that are up there. But here's my reason why I say Fayetteville can do it. It's a marketing approach, quite frankly.
Right.
Who else is going to take up the moniker and do that? Is it going to be Memphis? Is it going to be Baton Rouge? Is it going to be someplace in Alabama or Mississippi? I can't name you another southern city that could lay claim to it. So why not?
I guess just put your banner out there, say we're the startup capital of the South,
Why
and
not?
you become the startup
Why
capital
not?
of the South. Okay.
Why not? People have done these things
that's
before.
logical, I guess.
It can be done. It can be done. We did go out of turn. You were right when you asked
Yeah,
earlier if
that's
it
what I
was your
thought. I
turn.
thought
But I'm
so.
going to go ahead and trip you up on this last question.
Okay.
Issue 3 passed on this in this last election cycle. It is the super project amendment to lift the bond cap on some of these projects. Is this going to help Arkansas win its next super project, and will that happen in 2017?
I don't think we're going to have a super project in 2017, mainly because they still think there's never really been anything proven that incentive actually attracts super projects. They help, but they don't land them in Arkansas. I think you've seen a lot of the large automobile contracts come from foreign companies like I think BMW and Mercedes. They've have plants in the South. So I think the South is full of auto plants, and then I don't think there's any defense contracts on the horizon. So that's pretty much it.
Those are your only super project prospects. Huh?
Yeah, I think, but I do think this will help attract, get in competition a little bit more. We'll get more bids from companies looking to bring jobs to Arkansas and to other parts of the U.S.
I could not argue with that.
No, you can't. I'm right on spot.
Wes Brown, always good to be with you. Thank
right,
you so
man.
much for being here.
All right.
And thank you for tuning in. That is all for this edition of Talk Business and Politics Daily. I'm Roby Brock. We'll see you next time.